Ladies and gentlemen, it is go time here on SportsWire Radio because we are back for round 2 tonight and round 2 of coverage of our very good friends over at Wrestling Championship Entertainment. And boy, do the guys here have so much to say. In fact, they've got so much to say here tonight that we have not one, but 2 guests from Wrestling Championship Entertainment. And of course, one of those is our friend who we heard from last week. That is the reigning, defending, Universal Grand Slam Wisconsinite champion Kraven Rage. As you could see, he called it. He said he was the best, and he's still the champion. And of course, another guy who's nipping at his heels and is right there when it comes to discussion of a champion. That is for the first time here, Shawn Jovi. So I'm looking forward to all of this here on SportsWire Radio. It is a big, big show here once again. So with further ado here on the Sports Report, the number 1 level sports show, pro wrestling stars here, Shawn Jovi, and the reigning, defending, Universal Grand Slam Wisconsinite champion, the ruler of the yard, that is Kraven Rage. Gentlemen, how we doing here on a Tuesday night?
We're doing good, Reverend. How are you?
I'm good because I'm speaking with you guys, and I've been speaking about this all day on SportsWire Radio, and the last couple of days, very, very excited to continue to speak Wrestling Championship Entertainment. And if you like what you hear from Wrestling Championship Entertainment, please subscribe to their YouTube page at Wrestling Championship Entertainment. Also here on Facebook as well, and WCEHeat.com for more information and upcoming shows like Blaze of Glory Day 1 and 2 and Fight or Fright 2. So a busy, busy time here once again in Wrestling Championship Entertainment. And I'll come to Shawn Jovi in a second, but Champ, you came, you went, you told us you were going to deliver, and last I checked here right now, after Spirit in the Sky and Red, White, and Bruised, even though those shows aren't up, they will be within the next week on our YouTube page for Wrestling Championship Entertainment. You got the job done, and certainly Roman might have been successful, but I think you were just a little bit more successful here this weekend. And tell us how you did it here for those that are listening and watching this on SportsWire Radio.
It's simple, Reverend. I went in, and I said what I was going to do. I smashed them, I wrecked them, and I walked out. Still, the longest reigning, defending Grand Slam Wisconsinite champion. You're the Universal Grand Slam Wisconsinite champion. I'm the best. I'm the GOAT around this business.
I'll tell you what, you proved it already. I mean, everyone's talking about Roman beating Brock, but you were in the ring not once but twice, and 2 opponents that we spoke about quite a bit, and especially a mystery opponent from that challenge you had, and it was Big Train, I hear. And certainly the train didn't leave the station because you got the job done once again.
He came in saying he was the big train, but I made him the little choo-choo train like he's supposed
one of my
to.
old toy trains when I had as a little kid growing up in the streets of Brooklyn. When I was lucky if I was on my best behavior, and like those trains, they broke somewhere.
That's what I did, you know. So, like I said, now my goal is to go on to Blaze of Glory to face Tyler Art.
Well, I'll tell you what, you definitely have a lot going into it, and we'll come back to you in a second. But Shawn Jovi, it was a big, big weekend here for you. You had a couple of matches, and we'll get into those. But for those that are hearing you for the first time on SportsWire Radio, set the tables for what kind of wrestler that we can expect here in Wrestling Championship Entertainment and elsewhere for Shawn Jovi.
Well, actually, could you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
I said, for those that are watching and listening to this on SportsWire Radio, set the tables for us and the kind of wrestler that you get when it comes to Shawn Jovi.
Well, I like to think of myself as the resident rock star. That's kind of my gimmick. And I kick ass hard. People live on a prayer. I mean, I am a rock star at heart. I live like a rock star. I wrestle like a rock star. I pretty much just live the rock star life. Live fast, die young.
So I'm assuming Nickelback Rockstar, is that the song you come out to?
No, I come out to You Give Love a Bad Name by Bon Jovi.
Fair enough. I mean, close enough. I mean, certainly.
Yeah, Shawn, Jovi, it's yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, listen, I was actually reading a John Bon Jovi story today in the New York Post, but that's here nor there. But let me get to some comments. And first of all, let me get to the other champion here in Wrestling Championship Entertainment, and that is Mr. James Marshall. And certainly,
Ooh.
Champ 1A is lurking. I mean, what do you guys
Right,
make of that?
What do you
guys make of that? I mean, Kraven Rage, you're our other champion here, and something tells me that maybe Mr. Marshall might be making an appearance on SportsWire Radio in the near and distant future, I understand.
I'm hoping he does because James Marshall is a phenomenal champion. He's awesome. You know, he goes in and he does what he does. He wrecks people and he smashes people. He smashed Nicholas Crimson. You know, anybody that stepped to James Marshall, he smashes them. He beat Shawn Jovi.
He even beat Shawn Jovi. I mean, that's saying a lot because Shawn Jovi's had some big wins of late.
And right now, he's at 54 days as the interstate champion. I'm at 87.
Well, he's coming close. He's coming close.
We dominating this industry. There's no one that can touch me or James at all.
I'll tell you what, right now, I wouldn't want any part of James Marshall, our reigning, defending interstate open weight champion. And that's how geniuses, for sure, Wrestling Championship Entertainment are, because they've created an open weight championship. You think about it. What wrestling company has an open weight championship? And I want to give a shout out to my very good friend, Mr. Anthony Finkel, a huge wrestling fan. We went to a wrestling show here with a company called House of Glory this past weekend. And he says, Kraven with the badass mask. Yeah, you are a badass, even with or without the mask. He looks like a killer. And that could have been a Queen song. Was it the song, She Looks Like a Killer Queen? I think that's what it was. I don't have the voice right now, so unfortunately, I think we know who this individual is. And he says WCE for life. And certainly
that's Adonis Filios.
Now, I know you were in the ring with him, Mr. Jovi, this past weekend. I understand it's Spirit in the Sky. And you might want to say anything to Mr. Adonis Filios here, because I know that we've spoke about him in the past, and we can maybe talk about him a little further.
Sure. Adonis, I give you all the credit in the world. You tried to defeat me. You did your best. You came close. Fortunately, no cigar for you, sir. But I definitely commend you for trying.
Is that a nod of respect, or is that more about bragging rights for you?
We'll call it a little of each, but definitely respect has been formed there.
That's fair. I can live with that here. And he chimes in here and says, great props, great match. So certainly he gives a nod to that. And
I got to give Adonis Filios credit. He's a tough guy. Like,
you've been in the ring with him. We talked about that here on SportsWire Radio.
Yes.
You've been in the ring with him. And for those that want to relive those battles, those epic battles that you had, you can go on YouTube, Wrestling Championship Entertainment, and watch some of those matches that you and Adonis Filios had.
Yes. But I also have to say this. I know Dash Andrews is probably not watching this, but when you do watch this, Dash Andrews, just let you know this. I told you, I'm the champ that you need to come after. So you want to cash in your golden ticket, you're going to fail.
Ooh, big words here tonight on SportsWire Radio. But our reigning, defending, interstate openweight champion, James Marshall, has chimed in. He says, but I haven't faced him. So I almost have to ask, I mean, is our reigning defending champion calling out Adonis Filios? Is that what I hear, guys? Or am I missing something here?
It's a possibility, you know. So if James Marshall wanted to take on that challenge, I don't see no problem with it. Because I already know the outcome is going to happen. Adonis is going to fail, as always, because James Marshall is phenomenal. He can't be touched.
I'll tell you what, 54 days as champion. He's going on almost 2 months now. That's a long time to be champion in this business. And Mr. Filios says, boo, and he hisses. And then our reigning champion chimes back in here and says, Filios will be broken by me if he crosses me. And he says he doesn't care if it's him or Dash Andrews. Ooh, big words here on Sportswire Radio. I think it's heating up here, and it's already a heat wave here in the New York area, and I think it's only getting hot by twice here. Two times here it's getting hotter. I mean, so it looks like here I think our champion may have issued a challenge, and Adonis says, I'll still be watching. So I don't know there. It looks like we might be seeing something develop, and certainly a lot going forward here in Wrestling Championship Entertainment. And let's come back, obviously, to you, Shawn, because obviously we spoke with Kraven. We know he conquered, but you certainly had some momentum here. You got some big wins at Red, White, and Bruised and Spirit in the Sky. Let's talk about first your victory against Tyler Ark. Obviously, we've seen a lot between you and him, and talk about that match for those that are watching and listening to this here for the first time hearing about the match.
Well, it was actually a first-time encounter, so it was kind of interesting to face somebody new. And in the end, he didn't get the win. I mean, I came out on top, so all the power in the world to him for trying, but the Rockstar was one step ahead.
I want to ask you this question, and this will kind of tie back into Kraven Rage a little bit. We saw on the YouTube page of Wrestling Championship Entertainment, you and Darkfire kind of had a little bit of a back and forth when it came to if Darkfire would beat Kraven Rage, and he would basically have said he would have gave you the first shot in the title. But I'm looking at the champ right here, and he's still standing in Darkfire. I know you and him have a relationship, but he didn't get the job done, I have to say. I mean, what did you make of all that, obviously? I mean, because you were looking to get that title shot. You were looking to get that crack, but looks like you might have to get to the back of the line, possibly? Or am I missing something? Because I feel like I heard some different things here on Sportswire Radio. You want to talk about Darkfire and why he came up short?
Well, I'm very proud of him. He did a great job. Darkfire, I would say, is not just a protege, but best friend in the ring and best friend out of the ring. He came up short, and when you see the footage, I'm not going to spoil too much, but I was involved in the match in one way with Kraven, and that's kind of where we're at right now, is our rivalry kind of resparked with Kraven and I, due to him going after Darkfire after the match.
Well, let's see, because we obviously haven't got a chance to watch that match, and when it's up, I want everybody to go to YouTube, Wrestling Championship Entertainment, where you can watch the entire Red, White, and Bruised show, and also Spirit in the Sky. So I want to make sure that everybody does that, and I also want to give a shout out to somebody that's going to be coming on here next week at some point, and it looks like next Tuesday night we're going to have him on here. And his name is Tyler Ark. And certainly Tyler Ark is somebody that Mr. Shawn Jovi just crossed paths in. And obviously, anything you guys want to say to Tyler Ark? I'll go with Kraven Rage first, and I'll come back to Shawn Jovi, because Shawn Jovi just saw him in the ring not too long ago.
Tyler Ark, you walked out there thinking that was your show. But you got to remember, it's my yard. So you can't have no show without the best being part of it. That's why I interrupted your show. Now, you have opportunity to step in my yard. I'm going to smash you, beat your ass, destroy you, and just crush you. I'm going to destroy you, Tyler. And once I destroy you, you go just be just like everybody else. Fall to me, the GOAT.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I'm Tyler Ark right now, I would pay attention very closely to what our reigning defending champion, Kraven Rage, had to say. And maybe, just maybe, if there is a match between the two, if you can, maybe forfeit, maybe run away, maybe just don't even show up, let the referee count to 10, and it'll be over with, because right now I would not want to cross paths with our reigning defending champion, the Universal Grand Slam Wisconsinite champion, that is Kraven Rage. For you, Shawn Jovi, anything you want to say to Tyler Ark? Anything further now that he's here with us on Sportswear Radio before I get to some more comments?
I wish you luck in your match, Mr. Ark, but I kind of hope you lose because I kind of want to face Kraven for that title more.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. That's interesting that you brought that up there. I mean, certainly interesting. So you don't want Mr. Ark to win this match then?
I mean, I beat him before. It would be the easy route if.
Right, that's what I would think. I would think after beating Tyler Ark and he somehow, in some way gets past Kraven Rage. They're looking at Kraven Rage right now. I'm not quite sure what those chances are. I'll say stay tuned and find out. But I would think.
I will tell you one thing, Reverend. Kraven only has one loss in WCE. That's to me at Fight or Fright last year.
And that's the last show of the year coming up, and it's arguably the biggest show of the year in Wrestling Championship Entertainment. And as crazy as it sounds, I know right now it doesn't feel like that, but we're only less than 12 or so weeks away from that. So that means
correct.
Time is flying.
It's coming fast. It's coming by fast. Like
it's coming.
This whole year has breezed by fast. This has been an amazing year for WCE and all the wrestlers for us. So.
Talk to me about that very quickly. I have some comments from the guys, and I'll get to that in a second. But guys, talk to me about what this year has meant to the company, because you take a step back, and this company has grown by leaps and bounds. You guys have shows with several hundred views on it, over 100 subscribers on YouTube, almost 200 followers on Facebook now, and you have a website that's fully functioning, almost updated daily, weekly, at the very least. And you guys are gaining traction. I mean, the interview we did with Kraven Rage had well over 100 views. The clip we had well over 100 views. I mean, people seem like they're interested right now in Wrestling Championship Entertainment. It's got to feel good for you guys.
It is. Considering we started the company a year ago around this time, I would say we have come very far as a wrestling group.
For you, Kraven Rage, I know I kind of talked about it with you before, but walk me through your thoughts to that question.
Honestly, it's been an amazing ride, to be honest. You know, we started, like Shawn Jovi said, we started last year in August, and it was a little rough when we first started, and we came back stronger, better, improved better, and got everything on track. You know, we have a great leader, you know, of the owner of WCE, and she made us better.
I think we're truly blessed to have this opportunity.
You know, we are truly blessed, and I thank her every single day for making us better, improving us. You know, she's our Linda McMahon. So.
Well, are you guys looking for a Vince McMahon before the whole thing that happened with him? Because, look, you never know out there. There's always somebody that, might be interested in getting involved and supporting the company in those ways. I mean, I would say there's always somebody out there. And we on Sportswire Radio are always looking for opportunities to increase our brand and our awareness. So I would say stay tuned to that. But let me get to some comments, because I'm behind in comments and I feel I should get to the comments. First, we have here a dream match worth watching. So that is between Adonis Felios and Mr. James Marshall. I also have a comment in here saying at September the 10th, James Marshall, we will make beautiful violence together. So I think that sounds like
that's Nicholas Crenson.
I was about to say, is that Nicholas Crenson coming on here and declaring that James Marshall's ass is his? Is that the way I read that?
That's his prediction, you know. So I can't speak on James Marshall's behalf.
Obviously, because you're Kraven Rage, right? That wouldn't make any sense.
But Nicholas Crenson, I did face him. He's a great competitor. He works hard in the ring. But when I faced him at Crown and Achieving, He wasn't ready. I left
Well,
him broken.
well, Mr. Crenson has chimed in saying that he's the winner of the 2022 Spirit in the Sky Rumble.
Oh yeah,
And
that I give him props on that. Yes, I
that's a
give
big
him
win.
props.
That's a big
That's
listen.
a
That's
that's
a
a big,
big win.
big,
He's
big win.
got a lot of momentum because Shawn Jovi. We know you entered that Rumble last. I mean,
That is
a
correct.
lot of
I was
people
also the
thought.
last one out.
And
Came
listen,
up a bit short.
we thought you were going to be the guy. A lot of people, I know a lot of people on Sports Wire Radio were asking me. They said, Tom, what do you think happens? Spirit in the Sky in the Rumble. Who do you think wins? And I said, well, Shawn Jovi right now had back-to-back wins. He's last in the Rumble. I mean, look at the size of him. Look at the stature of him. He would be the guy. But Nicholas Crenson's the guy right now that's standing, and he was the winner of that Rumble. And you know what? He's got a claim, and he's got James Marshall in his sights. I mean, there's a legitimate point there to be made.
Yeah, and he's gonna face James Marshall September 10th. You know, that's gonna be a classic match. I'm looking for them to, you know, they battled before, they battled last year. Them two got great, great performances. They do
Oh,
good in the
absolutely.
ring. You know,
Absolutely.
they do good. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. They do good. You know,
Oh, absolutely. No question that these guys are going to make a lot of good music together. And a lot of people are going to be tuning into that. And also, our champion, Mr. Marshall, comes in and says, be humble and bask in our glory, Ark. Be thankful we gave you that victory against Nicholas Crenson on a silver platter. Big, big words for the champion. And Adonis Felio says, rock on, Shawn Jovi Selby, meaning Shawn Jovi. And Tyler Ark will win the match. So Tyler Ark, who, again, interesting guy. Certainly, really looking forward to his side of the story coming up next week. And Adonis says, Blaze of Glory cometh August the 27th, which is a few short weeks from now. Boy, Wrestling Championship Entertainment. I said this last week. You guys are working day and night here because we had back-to-back shows this past weekend. And then just 3 short weekends from now, August the 27th, it's going to be the party of the summer. So August 27th, Blaze of Glory Day 1, Blaze of Glory Day 2, September the 10th. So we're going to end the summer in style with Wrestling Championship Entertainment. So make sure your summer plans end with Blaze of Glory Day 1 and 2. And think of it this way, ladies and gentlemen. The NFL season may be kicking off that Thursday, and the first week of the games is the next day. But I'm going to tell you that the season's going to kick off with Wrestling Championship Entertainment. So that's where we're going to see our Super Bowl-like wrestlers compete. Listen, Aaron Rodgers is going to even want to take note what these guys do because these guys are champions, and we need Aaron Rodgers to do a little bit better for us. So hopefully we'll see some of that here, especially for some of us that are Packers fans. And Adonis says Dark Fire versus Jovi. Well, we could certainly see that maybe down the road. I don't know about this moment. And also we have somebody else that's making a claim at you, Mr. Kraven Rage. And what do you have to say about that?
Dash Andrews, yes.
Yep, Dash Andrews, who's on the front of our page, by the way, on WCEHit.com.
I am waiting for you, Dash.
Ooh.
I interrupt Tyler Armstrong to make a statement. I'm the GOAT. I'm the greatest. I'm the best in this industry. I'm waiting on you to smash you.
I feel like Kraven Rage. I feel like for whatever reason, you just remind me of like Muhammad Ali. You must be like in the mirror saying, I'm the greatest. Like Muhammad Ali used to say, I'm the greatest. I still have those Muhammad Ali interviews drained in my head because we've covered boxing here on Sports Wire Radio, and I have a little bit of a boxing background. And for whatever reason, you could be like the Ali of wrestling right now, where you very well might be the greatest. Nobody can top you. You're at the top of your game. Listen, forget about Reigns. Forget about Lesnar. Forget about Punk. Forget about Moxley. Forget about anybody else. There is no stopping Kraven Rage at the moment. But to be fair here, Nicholas Crenson says that he, meaning Shawn Jovi, ran into a rolling elbow, and that was the difference. And Adonis Felio says, whoop ass engaged. So those are some further comments here on Sports Wire Radio. And we are talking with pro wrestling stars, Shawn Jovi, who we are definitely not living on a prayer with. We are definitely going to go and have a blaze of glory with him because he's going to be a huge part of things coming up August the 27th and September the 10th at Wrestling Championship Entertainment. Marches on to its biggest show of the year. That is Fight or Fright 2. So looking forward to that. And of course, he is back here once again, our reigning, defending Universal Grand Slam Wisconsinite champion. His name is Kraven Rage. I am the host of the Sports Report, the station manager here of SportsWire Radio, the Reverend Tom Brice. And if you like what you hear from us on SportsWire Radio, I highly encourage that you give us a like on Facebook at SportsWire Radio. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You can listen to all of our great content on sportnarium.com/player. And we'll be back speaking more wrestling tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. British Standard Time with the Gentleman Thug, Ronnie Thatcher. So I'm excited to speak with the Gentleman Thug, Ronnie Thatcher. We will also be speaking with New York rock band Panzer, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. So that's great stuff. Also Thursday, we will have more wrestling coverage around the world with pro wrestling superstar Killjoy, the Killjoy Cometh, who will be taking his claims at the former GT Ministries World Heavyweight Champion Gareth Angel. And then we'll be back next Monday with the very lovely pro gaming streamer and singer, the official K Rose herself. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, Tuesday night at this time, we will be with the man himself, that is Tyler Ark. So I'm looking.
She's still there?
Reverend?
Reverend?
I don't know what happened.
I'm not sure either.
Jovi. There we go. There we go.
Right,
That's the magic of technology. Sometimes it's in, sometimes it's out. Who knows what? But Tyler Ark says, I got to be a champion soon. Well, you got one champion here who ain't giving it up to you anytime soon. And you got James Marshall, who don't look like he's in the mood for championships. And Adonis Felios has made his claims. And Adonis Felios has said here, too sweet. He'll see you on August the 27th. All right, so let's go march on. Obviously, Blaze of Glory is coming up here in a few short weeks. And let's go first with Shawn Jovi. Obviously, August 27th here is coming up for you. You've got some big wins, but we have to build because these are the last shows of the year. And I mean, what are we looking for from you here going to the 27th of August?
Well, this past weekend at Red, White, and Bruised, when Darkfire was unable to defeat Kraven, you know, and in life there are sometimes victories in defeat, right? There's always some. So what I did is after the match, considering Darkfire is my protege, he is a very good friend of mine, I went in the ring and I said, next month is my wrestling anniversary, 16 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I decided, because he's my friend, and when we wrestled back in the day on a trampoline, we dreamt of wrestling each other in a ring. So what I do, I extended the challenge. August 27th, me and Darkfire in the ring for the first time together. One-on-one.
Wow.
And that's what I wanted for my match. The general manager let me pick my match. That's what I wanted. I wanted that match in that moment with my friend. And I plan on defeating him, obviously. But, you know, I want to see where he's at, and I want to test him. It's student versus teacher at this point. So
let me ask you a follow-up question, and I'll come back to Kraven Rage in a second. But you talk about the fact this is going to be a 16th year in the professional wrestling business. And what does that mean to you to be able to have been wrestling as long as you have been?
Well, I mean, that includes, like, trampoline and backyard days, too. But I've only been doing the ring thing for a little bit, but...
Okay. It's still 16 years. Listen,
well, yeah,
it doesn't matter how you spin it.
Exactly. It's been a journey. I mean, I started with my own little backyard company with Darkfire and a few others, and now we get to wrestle in WC on its grandest stage.
Did you ever expect, and I'll come back to Kraven in a second, but did you ever expect that today on August the 2nd, 2022, you'd have a following that people watch and listen to all over the world, and you're with us here on SportsWire Radio, and you know we've been number one in several towns in England, and you know you've had all this success in your own right. Did you ever expect and say, "Hey, I'm going to have this following with the company in your own career"? Did ever something that crossed your mind?
Well, I mean, back in the day, it was for fun, and it still is, but it's becoming bigger than I would have expected it to have gone.
No, there's no
question. I think in 1 year, we built this YouTube channel for this new company that WCE in 1 year. I feel like we've done more than a lot of backyard federations have, or even professional have
I
done
was
in
going
1
to
year.
say, I work with professional wrestling companies that are all
Like
over the
even
world.
professionals, yeah. Like it takes a lot to get that kind of viewership, even early, especially in the early stages. So I'm very proud of what we have done as a federation.
No question. You guys are definitely a premier federation, and we're certainly looking forward to the future of wrestling championship entertainment. And Nicholas Crenson says August the 27th, Shawn Jovi versus Darkfire, Shawn Jovi's 16th anniversary. That's Adonis Felio says Shawn Jovi should celebrate his 16-year career. Are you celebrating your career?
Oh yeah, I usually do every year. It's like a birthday to me. It's like second birthday. It really is. I'm not even joking. Like,
do you have like a birthday cake then, like for each?
Yeah, Shawn Jovi's got a birthday, and then the guy behind Shawn Jovi has a birthday.
All right. Well, certainly happy birthday and happy early birthday, and we look forward to many more years and
Wrestling
memories.
birthday, yeah.
Well, still happy birthday. Listen, it's another year, right? They always say in life, right? Well, if you made another year, you accomplished something. I was speaking to somebody before I get to Kraven Rage the other day, and he lived till he was 99. And you say, oh, wow, 99.
Wow.
So you never know. Listen, you never
Right?
know out
I mean,
there.
I've been doing this half my life now. I started when I was 16, so.
Hey, look, Ric Flair, right, was in the ring at 73, and who
Oh,
thought
God,
that
that was a disaster.
Did you guys watch that, by the way? Did you guys? I watched it twice, actually. What did you guys think?
I thought the main event was scary, and I was scared for Flair's life.
Me too. I was scared for Flair.
I was like, please don't tell me this guy's going to croak in the
Like,
mid-match.
I was scared
Could
for
you
Flair.
guys have imagined being 73 in the ring? Would you guys want to be 73 in the ring like that? Or
No.
Honestly, I don't think I'd want to make it to 73.
I say it to, you know what? Not for nothing. I'm going to get in so much trouble for saying this. I say to myself that all the time. I say, what? Why would I want to be 73 at this point? I mean, considering everything, that's scary.
I mean, I'm healthy enough to wrestle at 73, maybe, but that's a very bold statement.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like anything past like 50, it's almost all a blur.
Yeah.
But,
once you're in your 50s, you're pretty much winding down.
Although I will say, to be fair, before I bring in Kraven, Jeff Jarrett was 55, and he looked, he didn't age. I got to be honest. He looked like
Yeah,
Jeff
I
Jarrett
agree.
of,
He was the MVP
1999.
of that match. Definitely.
He was phenomenal. I mean, my God, he's 55, and he looks like literally the same as I saw him in like 1999, 2000. He literally like the same physique, nothing. I mean, I don't know how he pulled it off, but I mean, Kraven Rage, do you want to be in the ring? Kraven Rage is the Wisconsin Night Universal Grand Slam champion, 73. I mean, nobody will take it from you, I guess. But do you want to be champion that long?
I don't want to be champion that long.
Yeah, that'll be a long time.
Keep it warm for me.
All right, well, listen, let's come back to Kraven Rage and talk about, obviously, now we're going into our big shows. We're going into August 27th, and certainly here on Sports Wire Radio, we're going to be speaking with Tyler Ark next week. We're going to work on James Marshall, probably going to get him on at some point next week as well, and we're going to swing you guys back on in one of those streams, I'm sure, and I want to get everybody from the locker room onto the show because I want to talk about the card and I want to promote the company. So we're going to work on that, so I don't want to go too far ahead because obviously we also want to watch the show here on Sports Wire Radio that just passed those two shows, and I want to be able to recap those with some of the guys in the locker room. But for you, Kraven Rage, I mean, going into August 27th, I mean, like, what are you anticipating? What are you expecting? It's just going to be the usual business as usual for you?
Like I said, I'm going to go to work and walk out as champion. That's how good I am. That's how confident I am. There's no hope. There's no I think. I know. It's facts. What I say I'm going to do to someone, that's what I'm going to do. And like I told Tyler Ark, I'm going to beat him so bad that he wish he was living on his own prayer.
I'll tell you what, we could all use some prayers. I need prayers right now. But first, let me give a shout out to somebody that's supporting us here and is sharing our show on Facebook that is the man behind the Sports Authorities group. And he's a huge wrestling fan. His name is John Gonzalez. And John Gonzalez is a big man, by the way. He does, in his day job, some security, and he's got some background in the military. And I'd love to see John Gonzalez one day in the ring. And John has obviously chimed in here and says, we've got you covered on the Sports Authorities group. And speaking of the Sports Authorities group, if you like what you hear from the Sports Authorities group, I would highly encourage that you follow and like them on Facebook at Sports Authorities, the Sports Authorities. And they have over 4,000 plus members. And correct me if I'm wrong on the exact total, John Gonzalez, but John Gonzalez does a phenomenal job. He's got athletes. He's got entertainers on there. He's got wrestlers all over the world. And he's even got a guy like me on the page. So apparently John Gonzalez is doing something right, and he's allowed us to share our show here tonight. It supports all of our friends at Wrestling Championship Entertainment. So I highly hope that if you are on the Wrestling Championship Entertainment side of things, please join the Sports Authorities group. You can check it. I've shared it on their page, so all you have to do is go to the Sports Authorities, and I can assure you that you'll have a lot of fun here. So let me also come back to a comment here, and that is from Mr. Nicholas Crenson, and I think he's leading on to something here. So let me read this off here for those that are watching and listening. And he says, since I get to pick my stipulation, September the 10th at Blaze of Glory, Day 2, Wrestling Championship Entertainment Interstate Openweight Championship, 30-minute Iron Man match, no holds barred match, Nicholas Crenson versus James Marshall. Win or lose, I get to kick James Marshall's ass for a half an hour. I mean, guys, are you sure that that's the right stipulation? I mean, would you have done the same thing here? I mean, this is a ballsy statement here by Nicholas Crenson. I know he's got momentum right now. I know he won the Rumble. But a 30-minute Iron Man match against James Marshall right now and the run he's on, I mean, guys, what do you make of that?
I think he's nuts. But
that's what I think.
He's nuts, but the man has a lot of heart and a lot of determination, and he's got a shot. He didn't beat James at Red, White, and Bruised, but he might have a chance. I think he does have a chance. With all the momentum on his side right now, I think he does stand a chance against James Marshall.
Okay, for you, Kraven. I mean, I know you're the best, but I mean, if you were Nicholas Crenson, would you have picked the same stipulation? Something tells me I'd have to rethink that.
Honestly, the Psycho Wolf, he must be psycho because that's the stupidest stipulation to pick against James unhinged Marshall, because James is just going to smash him. But that's my opinion. He don't stand a chance.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, I would have said, all right, no disqualification or no interference, something like that. But I didn't think a 30-minute Iron Man match. I mean, this is something that I really saw out of left field here. I mean, this is definitely something. Go ahead.
No, sorry. If I may, I do think both stipulations of the match, the no disqualification and the Iron Man, favor James. He has had many long matches. He's had the longest match in WC, the top 2 longest matches. And he's got endurance. James also has that championship advantage and, well, not really no disqualification, but he's a champion for a reason. He's very dangerous, and having no disqualifications with his match against Jonathan Pierce, he came out victorious to win that belt. So no disqualification and Iron Man rules favor James definitely in the long run.
Does it almost sound like, call me crazy, guys, but I'm about to say something before I get to John Gonzalez and he has a comment. But I almost feel like, is there maybe something underneath this? Is there maybe a plan that Nicholas Crenson might have by picking this stipulation? You guys have a response to that at all, or am I missing something?
I think his plan is, like he said, he want to kick his ass. I think he wants the title. You know, he has the momentum.
30 minutes.
But I would have even said 2 out of 3 falls. I would have said, all right, you know what? Because he does hold a victory over him. So I would say, all right, you know what? 2 out of 3 falls. I could have saw that. Last man standing even. I would have said, all right, maybe you have a game plan. But this is something it's a bizarre strategy here. And John Gonzalez wants to remind me and saying, no, I'm not jumping in the ring anytime soon. I'll leave it up to these guys. Yeah, because looking at these guys right now. Look at, ladies and gentlemen, the size of these wrestlers right now. Would you want to mess with these guys? Look at Kraven Rage. Hold up that championship again, champ. Hold up that title because look at Kraven Rage. Why would I even want to cross paths with him? If I saw him on a darkened alley, I would basically say, listen, don't eat me. Here's my lunch money and help me get to the other side of the street. Then you got Shawn Jovi right now. I mean, look at the size of this man. Look at these glasses. Could you just imagine running into him? He'd be one of those guys like in the Patrick Swayze movie Roadhouse that you see, and he'd just punch out. He'd just go boom. He'd just knock you out. I mean, look at this guy. I mean, he's being modest. He's being humble, but there's no question that these guys right now, I wouldn't want any parts of them. So John Gonzalez very well might know something that we might know here on Sports Wire Radio. Tyler Rock says, Kraven Rage, I will kick your head off. Well, we'll find out. We'll get his side of the story next week. And Mr. Crenson jumps in here and says, I didn't beat James Marshall, but I did pin him, as I pointed out. And he says, well, it was a 2 out of 3 falls at Red, White, and Bruise. It ended with 1 win for me and 2 wins for James Marshall, which was my point. Maybe you want to go and do that again. I could certainly say that. And Adonis Felio says, don't forget about the new power of the Jovi shades. Yeah, I mean, what's with the shades, by the way?
Rockstar sunglasses. I actually got a pair that Adonis actually donated a pair of sunglasses, but these are prescriptions, so it's a lot easier to see.
Oh, okay. All right. So, that's a good idea.
Prescription
I
ones
have to
now.
Jump in, Kraven. Jump in.
I have to say, like Shawn Jovi, he's the top star. He's our top rock star of the Fed. You know, the man. He gets the crowd pop. He gets. You know, he's got the rock star.
I got to be honest, guys. I've been thinking about this here. I got to attend one of these shows one of these days. I got to find my way to watch Wrestling Championship Entertainment live. I got to find a way because I know we have some shows upcoming here in the next couple of months. I got to find my way and watch you guys because something tells me here that the action, there's nothing like Wrestling Championship Entertainment up close. There is nothing like with what you guys do live. Forget about SummerSlam, forget about StarCast, forget about Double or Nothing, Forbidden Doors, Slammiversary, House of Glory, forget about you name a company. There is something about what you guys do live that I think is like no other company. And I know I'm right on this.
Like I said, I give Shawn credit. I give Shawn his credit. You know, the man works hard. He got the passion. He got the love. He's the top face of the company. You know, and he rocks it every time he get out there. He comes out there. He gets the crowd hype. He gets the crowd wow, go crazy for him. He gets the chance. He gets the pop that he truly deserves. When I walk through that curtain, I get the boos. But you know what? People don't have to like me. They don't have to love me like Shawn Jovi because I'm the greatest.
I'll tell you what. You are. Let me tell you
it.
something. I wouldn't want any part of Kraven Rage right now, and I wouldn't want a part of those Jovi shades because those shades certainly, whether they're prescription or not, they are certainly cool shades, and we can certainly get all of that here. And we're on Sports Wire Radio again here for about 15 or so minutes with the guys. And again, if you like what you hear, I want everybody one more time, and I cannot stress this enough. If you are a fan of Wrestling Championship Entertainment, I want everybody to go to WCEHeat.com. Very simple. It's easy. WCEHeat.com, where you can get match history. You can get roster information. You can get upcoming event information. All information is there for your favorite Wrestling Championship Entertainment stars, whether it's Adonis Felios, whether it's Tyler Ark, or whether it's Nicholas Crenson, or Kraven Rage, or Shawn Jovi, or James Marshall, who, by the way, I wonder if he's related to QT Marshall. But all these, I figured I had to.
That's where I got it from.
All right, because I was actually watching the QT Marshall documentary a couple weeks ago again. And I was like, you know what? Maybe those guys are related. I had to think about that. So yes, but
like
all God.
Go ahead, Rev. Like I said, Rev, James Marshall and Nicholas Crenson, those two guys, they're gonna tear the roof off September 10th. You know, that match is gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a beautiful match. They're gonna put on a great performance. Nicholas Crenson, Psycho Wolf, I know you out there listening. I wish you the best of luck. But however the case may be, I don't see you standing a chance against James Marshall. He's that good. He's unhinged. when you push him that far, you might not walk out at
Well,
all.
I'll tell you what. We're gonna bring on Nicholas Crenson in the coming future, in the coming days here on Sports Wire Radio, and we're gonna talk about his mindset on why he made this decision to pick that stipulation. So I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna get his thoughts. I'm gonna put my hard hitting analysis and my thinking cap on here and figure out why we're gonna do that. So we'll get him on here very, very soon. And Tyler, of course, will be in this spot next Tuesday, and we're gonna work to get you guys on again also here. But I got to ask you guys this question because we've heard a lot about August 27th. I got the story in on that, but September the 10th is coming up. I mean, I know we kind of touched upon it, but you guys doing anything September 10th? You guys wrestling anybody? I understand you guys might have a match or so out
Each
there.
other.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring that up here because I understand that we touched upon it very briefly, and I had to bring it up. And I mean, September 10th is coming. It ain't that far away. It's less than 6 weeks. I mean, Shawn Jovi, you don't have any gold around your waist or on your shoulder, but
I do
Kraven
not.
Rage does. I mean, you want to say anything to Kraven right now? Forget about all the camaraderie. Forget about all the patting on the back. It's match time coming up here soon, and you don't have any gold on your shoulder. And Kraven Rage right now has said he's the greatest. He's the best right now. I mean,
You
what do you
know,
say?
well, Craven, this may be your yard, right? But I am definitely going to take a crap in it on September 10th when I defeat you and become the new Wisconsinite champion. You say you're the ruler of the yard, but you forget you lost to one person last year, and that was me. So I think I stand a good snowball's chance against you, pal. And I know I'm going to defeat you. We're just like James Marshall and Nicholas Crenson. Their fight, we are going to fight forever. It's inevitable.
Kraven Rage, you care to respond to what Shawn Jovi just said?
Yes, Reverend. Shawn Jovi. Yes, we have our history. Last year, I walked in this industry and I took something away from you, your RCW title, because I wanted you to fear me. This year, yeah, you did beat me. I give you that credit. You finally overcame your fear because you had Nicholas Crenson help you get out whatever mindset you was in under to defeat me. And you did that.
Mm-hmm.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. But you see, you fail to realize one thing. That match, you probably defeated me, but you brung out a rage. And that's what has become. You unleashed a rage upon WCE. And what has happened so far? I came in, called my shot, walked in, crowning achievement, walked out with this title, and I have walked and carried this company on my back. And I have destroyed, smashed, kicked ass every single competitor that stepped into my yard, my legacy, and my domain. And what they do, they fall or they tap, whatever the case may be, they fall to me. But you, Shawn Jovi, you tell your people they living on a prayer. You better live on your own prayer because the only thing you're going to be living on is pain and suffering because I'm going to beat your ass so motherfucking bad. You're going to hope to live on your own damn prayer.
Ooh. Craven, you talk about how you're the greatest champion in WC and the greatest Wisconsinite champion in the Gonos. Did you ever realize that you're the only Wisconsinite champion that's been in our company?
I'm the only champion, the longest champion. Well,
Because
yeah,
you're
we
the
have
only
James
one to
Marshall.
hold it. And that's
Yeah.
going to change when I defeat you on September 10th. In fact, I have a little proposition for you, Craven.
What's that?
If you're so confident you're going to beat me, why don't you let me pick the match stipulation?
You know what? I give you that.
All right. Well, I've been thinking about that for a while. You see, this is our fourth encounter. And these previous 3 encounters we had, well, this is our third one-on-one. But for our third one-on-one encounter, why don't we make it a little bit interesting? You see, I like rock and roll, right? So why don't we just call this match the 3 Doors Down match? Now allow me to elaborate. Pinfalls and submissions do not take place until 3 doors are destroyed. Then it's pinfall, submissions, anything, and it's all anything goes. But this match ain't ending without 3 doors going down and one of us going down with them.
So you want to have a 3 doors down match?
Yes.
I accept on one condition, Shawn.
Let's hear it.
If I defeat you, that be your last chance at this title.
Okay.
Just because one thing, Shawn, one thing. You thinking you living on the prairie, you might be this big rock star. But you're gonna rock and roll your ass right down to that fucking ground, and you will fall to me because I'm gonna smash you, I'm gonna destroy you, I'm gonna beat your ass so motherfucking bad that you living on your own damn prayer.
In a blaze of glory.
And you
If I
will
don't win, I go
on.
on a blaze of glory, right? Well, the blaze of glory is going to be when I'm standing over your carcass after putting you through 3 doors and pinning you 1, 2, 3, and becoming the new reigning, defending, undisputed Wisconsin Night Grand Slam champion, Shawn Jovi.
Nah, Shawn. You ain't gonna be in blaze of glory. You're gonna be in blaze of failure because that's all you're gonna do because your career so far hasn't been that too bright. You just start winning, Shawn.
This
I
is
have
true.
been winning. And I have been destroying everybody that has stepped in front of me. Your boy Nicholas Crimson and your little student, Darkfire. I smashed him. You was there. I destroyed him.
You did. But you came pretty close to losing to Kraven. At any given moment, I feel like Darkfire could have defeated you. It just wasn't his time yet. My time is now, though. I'm on a roll. I got 2 straight wins. Yeah, they were my first 2 wins of the year. But I'm looking to take that momentum to the bank, cash out, and leave the Wisconsinite champion on September 10th at Blaze of Glory Weekend Part 2.
We'll see about that, Shawn. We will see. Because I'm telling you, it's not a spoiler. It's not a prediction. It's the actual fact. I will conquer, destroy, and smash you. And you will fall to me. Just like you have failed last year when I took your little title away from your RCW title. You're going to fail again when you try to step this. Because when you press me, that's when the rage come out. Watch what I do to Tyler Ark. It's a little taste of what the pain and suffering you will feel when you face me September 10th at Blaze of Glory Part 2. And that's a fact. Because you know why? Because I am the reigning, defending, universal Grand Slam Wisconsin Night champion. I'm the best in the world. I'm the GOAT. I am the man around here. My shirt says it, rule of the yard. I hold this 87 days and counting, baby. And they gonna keep going. Because you is just one another victim to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, We have heard it here first on SportsWire Radio. We have heard exactly what the Three Doors Down match will be. September the 10th, Blaze of Glory Day 2 for the Wrestling Championship Entertainment Wisconsinite Universal Grand Slam Championship. It is our reigning defending champion, Kraven Rage, against Shawn Jovi. And you have to break all three doors before you can pin or make your opponent submit. And on top of that, the submission challenge has been laid out here in the fact that if Shawn Jovi does not win this match, this is his last shot at Kraven Rage's championship. There is a lot on the line here for Blaze of Glory Day 2. I mean, we've heard it here first on SportsWire Radio. We have heard of a match that is unlike no other match that we've covered here in almost 4 years on SportsWire Radio. We have had on world champion boxers, world champion wrestlers. We've had on World Series champions. You name the champion, we've had them on in every single major sport. Every single major wrestling company has come on to this show, and we have heard something unlike no other. And in fact, a Three Doors Down match, one more time, coming up here, September the 10th at Blaze of Glory Day 2 between Kraven Rage and Shawn Jovi for the Wisconsinite Universal Grand Slam Championship. So we're certainly looking forward to an exciting times here. And of course, WCEHeat.com for more information. In fact, I'm so tongue-tied just by hearing this. I'm going to get to a few more comments before we get to closing thoughts. And Adonis Felio says September 10th, he's throwing out the challenge, but then he kind of gets cut off here. And then Nicholas Crenson says, fun fact about Red, White, and Bruised. Nicholas Crenson, James Marshall or Marshall, depending on who you want to say it, and Shawn Jovi wore wrist tape on both arms. One wrist saying Bell for Grandma Bell, Jonathan Pierce's grandma, and one wrist saying Amelia for Jovi's close friend, King BW's late wife. Before I get to closing thoughts, do you want to touch upon that, Shawn Jovi, on maybe a different note? Would you like to touch upon that?
Yes, this past week, my friend from Indiana, King BW, many of them might know him as a longtime rival, but his wife passed away tragically. She was only a year or two older than me, very young, only 33, 34. It was very sudden. Nobody really saw it coming, so it was a very hard loss, and because Amelia always supported me and Will and everyone that I used to wrestle with in that time era, I wanted to show my appreciation and support for King BW, Amelia, the family, whatever. I didn't want her to be remembered because she was a great friend to me. I never met Grandma Bell, but I know Jonathan Pierce loved her very much, and Jonathan Pierce is a close friend of mine too. So I had to do that as well, definitely.
And I want to send my condolences out to you and everybody impacted by this loss. And I know it's always tough when you lose somebody, and especially somebody that means something to you. And all too often we hear about it, and it's always difficult to process. And I certainly want to make sure everybody here at SportsWire Radio, myself especially, gives to you and everybody impacted by these losses certainly our deepest condolences and prayers here. And Adonis Felio says tag team match for September the 10th. He's throwing out the challenge. Also want to give a shout out to somebody that wrestles in the UK who's tuned in. He was up really late, 3 o'clock in the morning over in the UK. He says Kraven Rage versus Shawn Bon Jovi. This is a match for the year. I think he meant Shawn Jovi. It's not Bon Jovi because I don't think
I see where people get that mixed up very easily.
Okay, well, certainly I would want
my character is a playoff Bon Jovi.
Well, I would want to be friends with Shawn Jovi more so than John Bon Jovi because I think I think you're a lot bigger guy, and if I needed somebody in a fight, I'm going with Shawn Jovi rather than John Bon Jovi because I don't think
he's a little old and losing his voice. Yeah.
I don't think he can throw a punch or two, whereas I think that Shawn Jovi can throw a punch. So certainly, we see Rip Amelia, absolutely. So, all right, so we've got all that here out of the way, and we realize there's been a lot that's been going on here tonight. So let's start. Go ahead, jump in.
And Shawn Jovi, just to let you know on a side note, our match, anything goes. So I'm going to beat your ass all over that arena when you stepped into my yard, just to let you know that, buddy. I have already got the approval from the GM. Anything goes.
You got her. Anything goes, 3 doors down. You got it.
3 doors down. So you better be prepared. You better be ready. I'm telling you this now. I'm not holding back. I'm going to destroy you so bad that you're going to regret ever stepping in my yard.
Wow. You know what, ladies and gentlemen?
No disqualifications, no rules.
That's
I'm going to
exactly
destroy
the
you.
way I like it, Kraven.
This is going to be bigger than Brock and Roman because the plot has thickened here times 10 on Sportswire Radio. Because not only are we going to see a 3 doors down match between Shawn, Jovi, and Kraven Rage for that Wisconsinite Universal Grand Slam Championship, it is now going to be an anything goes match. And on top of that, this could be Shawn Jovi's last match for that championship. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, if there aren't enough reasons to go to WCEheat.com, and if there isn't enough reasons to like WCE on Facebook and YouTube, you clearly don't know what you're thinking. You don't know what you're doing. You need to head on over there. Also, get ready for more shows that are going to be on the way. They're
Hey,
going to be
Reverend,
airing. Yep, you got it. Go ahead, jump in.
Dash Andrews, I hope you're listening. Fight or fright. I promise you, I will still be champ because I'm going to smash John Jovi. But I'm throwing this out there right now. You've been going around thinking you big and bad with that little golden ticket. Once you cash it in, you better make the right choice of who you cashing it in on. But once you fail and you come after me, I'm going to bury you. Because that Friday fight, it's not just going to be a regular match. Our match is a casket match.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you heard it here on Sportswire Radio? Very well, we could be seeing a Fight or Fight 2, a casket match. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my goodness. A casket match. Kraven Rage is going, he's digging deep. He's going there. He's going to a whole new level. Ladies and gentlemen, if I am Dash Andrews, if I am anybody that's in the ring with him, Shawn Jovi, even you, I would tread very, very lightly because a casket match, we know what that means. Oh my goodness. Somebody is going to be resting in peace, and that very well could be Dash Andrews or anybody else that's in a casket match with this man right now. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. OMG.
See, the thing,
WTF.
Kraven, if you don't mind me adding, Kraven, that is if you make it through 3 doors down first.
I'll trust
Otherwise,
you. I'm going to make it through 3 doors down. Because you know why? You know why, Shawn?
why?
Because I know you had to have help to overcome your fear against me.
See,
I'm your
Kraven, when I
worst
beat you,
nightmare. I'm your fucking worst nightmare. Yeah, you have won one match against me, but you gotta realize I have won the war, and I'm gonna end this war in 3 doors a month. I have destroyed you. I have smashed you. Look at Ring of Destruction. I had you in my submission of Rings of Kraven, screaming in pain.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you what, even John Gonzalez of the Sports Authorities Group has said a casket match, that is serious business. And that's the first match I think that we've heard of on Sportswire Radio that we've covered. We have not covered a match that will be a casket match. And that means, again, Wrestling Championship Entertainment, please follow on Facebook, YouTube, WCEheat.com. And John Gonzalez also says this is a do or die match. Literally, it is literally a do or die match. Because we've seen The Undertaker die like so many times in casket matches. And I mean, Yokozuna one time. I mean, we've seen casket matches. Kane. I mean, so we see these in the wrestlers far too often. They don't come back, or they're a different animal. So those are things here. Adonis Folio says JDT, he challenges you, and he's got a tag team partner, and he will reveal that, I guess, at some point. And also here, Nicholas Crenson says, good luck, Jovi, on September 10th. You have the tools. Kick ass, little brother. So obviously, that is here. Thoughts from Nicholas Crenson. So let's get to closing thoughts here before we move on here. So let's go first with Shawn Joe, because I've heard of Kraven just now for a few minutes on his thing. So I'm giving you the floor, Shawn. I'm giving you anything you want to plug, anything you want to share, anything you want to say. We're going to definitely get you back on here, first of all, before August the 27th. So we know that we're going to be speaking with you again before Blaze of Glory Day 1 and 2. And Day 2 very well could be your Blaze of Glory, literally. You could be like the end of Young Guns 2. We'll certainly see here if you're going to be playing John Bon Jovi's song for that, which might have been actually one of my favorite Bon Jovi songs, actually.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
I have to say, that is one of my favorite ones. I'm not the biggest Bon Jovi fan, I got to admit. But I have to say that
not everyone can be.
A Blaze of Glory, that is probably one of my more favorite Bon Jovi songs, because that's the one where I think it's got a great movie song. Young Guns 2 wasn't my most favorite movies, but it's got that vibe to it. But be that as it may, I want to give you the floor. Anything you want to share, say, for anybody that's hearing Wrestling Championship Entertainment, or yourself for the first time, or anything else, Kraven Rage, you name the person. I give you the floor, and the floor is yours.
All right. So, if I may plug my other channel, of course, WCE, you can follow it, WCEheat.com, and all those other great things. I also have a YouTube channel. Just search Shawn Jovi Selby. The username URL is RCW.
And I saw you were on a show yesterday also, correct?
Yep. I called into Therapy Gecko and talked about my experiences in backyard wrestling. He's a YouTube Twitch streamer. And
he's big. He's a big deal. He's a big deal.
Yeah. You've heard of the Gek?
Yes, I have. Oh, trust me. I have a crack staff. I've been doing this a long time. I hear all different types of things out there. Trust me.
He's interesting. It was a great experience. But, yeah, I got weekly vlogs I do, which covers a lot of behind-the-scene things with WC. So my channel is like a secondary WCE channel. So if anyone wants to see behind the scenes, a look into my life, anything else, it's all on my channel, Shawn Jovi Selby.
I'm looking forward to that, and if anybody wants to check that out, please do. And, of course, more Wrestling Championship Entertainment interviews are on the way here for SportsWire Radio. So looking forward to that, Shawn, and I certainly we're looking forward to September the 10th. And like I said, something tells me I want to be there one of these days and watch you guys live. But, Champ, I want to give you the floor. I want to give you any closing thoughts. You know the routine because you were here last week, and I know you'll be back with us again very soon. So I turn it over to you with anything else you want to say. I can't thank you enough, and the floor is yours.
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank the owner of WCE, Liz. I want to thank you so much for giving each and everybody an opportunity to showcase their talents. We definitely love you. We definitely appreciate you. I definitely love you and appreciate you for all the work and time that you have spent into investing us. And we are happy to be a part of this because it's been a great, great journey. You uplifted us. You touched a lot of people's lives here, like me, Shawn Jovi, Nicholas Crenson, and the rest of the whole roster, pretty much. They appreciate everything that you have done, and I want to thank all the supporters that has followed us.
Definitely.
It's been it's been amazing. Keep following us, keep subscribing, keep liking our page. The Reverend, I want to thank you for bringing us aboard here. Your show is amazing.
Thank you so much for having me.
We definitely love being on here.
It's just the beginning. Just the beginning. Just the beginning.
You are getting us out there so much, and I truly appreciate it. And hopefully you can sponsor us.
I would love to obviously get involved with Wrestling Championship Entertainment. We'll certainly stay tuned to that. So certainly
and I will reach out to I'm gonna reach out to Liz, our owner, and talk to her about it, and because we have leaders. You know, all the leaders can reach out to the owner, and we can discuss it with her to see what her input is on it, and we can go with that. You know, and hopefully she reach out to you.
Well, we'll
But
certainly see what happens. But of course, in the
and
meantime, we'll always cover Wrestling Championship Entertainment here on Sportswire Radio, regardless.
and we love being on here. It's been amazing, you know. And one more statement to Shawn.
Mhm.
You you was on that Gecko show for therapy. You better call him. Because after I met you, gonna need a lot of therapy messing with Kraven Rage. But anyway,
Mm.
you know, I'm definitely gonna check that out, that therapy, just to
Me
let you know.
too. I'm going to be checking that out also. You can
Yep.
promise
It's on my YouTube page. I posted the whole thing on there in my most recent vlog this morning, actually. So go to Shawn Jovi Selby on YouTube. You'll find it right there.
But yeah,
Vlog 89.
I have to tell everybody, please follow Shawn Jovi's vlog. It's amazing. You have fun.
It's all sorts of fun. We got comedy wrestling involved. We got fun and games, all sorts of nonsense.
It's
A lot of
it's
behind the scenes of what we do. So
it's
it's kind
fun.
of fun to watch.
It's fun to watch.
It's like our variation of being the elite, or like a Sammy Guevara's vlog or something you would see with AEW, you know?
Okay.
Kind of similar, kind of similar.
All right. That's all great stuff there. And I thank everybody for that. And before I go, because we will bring him on, I promise we'll get to Adonis Felios before the 27th. And he says maybe a tag team match, JDT and Belial versus Adonis Felios and my tag partner, Big Train. Ooh, I think we could be seeing something down the pike here. That means stay tuned for more Wrestling Championship Entertainment coverage on Sportsfire Radio. And we'll definitely be talking a lot about that here during the week and certainly next week as well. And maybe this weekend we'll certainly see what the schedule is a lot, but we will be speaking with Tyler Ark. We'll have James Marshall, and these guys are going to be on in between that, I'm sure. So a lot of coverage. Adonis will also reach out to Nicholas Crenson. So you name them, everybody's coming on here. We're getting everybody in the locker room. We're going to make sure we work to get everybody here, and we want to thank everybody that is tuned in here with us on Sportswire Radio. And gentlemen, I obviously am looking forward to this match here. This is obviously going to be one of the premier matches. There is no better way to end the summer than September the 10th, Blaze of Glory, Day 2, 3 Doors Down match. Anything goes between Kraven Rage, our reigning defending Universal Grand Slam Wisconsinite champion, against Shawn Jovi. And if Shawn Jovi loses this match, this is the final opportunity he gets at that championship. So there is a lot on the line here on Sportswire Radio. And also, we have one more thing from Adonis before we go. He is going to be interviewed this weekend. So I guess where will that be? I guess you might want to let us know before we go off the air. I'd be happy to announce those details because I don't know if we announced him on SportsWire yet. So
I think we have announced Adonis. I think I know we have mentioned him. You
yes.
know, I like I said, he's an upcoming improving superstar. He has
absolutely no. I've seen his work, and we'll figure
a lot of people to the limit. You know, so
yes, we'll find a way to find Adonis Felios into the schedule here.
Him and Dash, both of them are every competitor. Everybody in this bed pushes each other to elevate.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
there's no question that this company. I mean, the talent here. I mean, and I cover wrestling all over the world. The talent that we have here in this company, I mean, it's right up there. It's right up there with the companies that I work with on Sportswire Radio. So it is certainly a welcome addition to the family, and we love everybody from Wrestling Championship Entertainment here. So I want to thank you, everybody, here for listening and watching. I want to thank our guest here. Certainly a lot to decipher there, and we'll have more coverage here later this week, and we will bring on Tyler Ark at some point next week, Tuesday, and we have here Adonis is basically announcing his time, 10 o'clock. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll work on those details. We'll certainly make sure that happens, and we'll have more coverage for sure Saturday night on Sportswire Radio, the #1 global radio station, with Adonis Felios and certainly Tyler Ark on Tuesday. So it seems like we're so big at this point that wrestlers are announcing when they come on. So that's certainly always interesting, always fun. But, gentlemen, I can't thank you guys enough. I'm looking forward to later this week with Adonis and then Tyler. And Tyler also chimes in CEO Tuesday. So, guys, certainly best of luck. I know we'll get you back on here in a couple weeks before Blaze of Glory Day 1. And we look forward to doing that here soon. So thank you, and thank you everybody for watching. All right, so we're here on SportsWire Radio, and if you are listening to us on sportnarium.com/player, you'll go back to your regularly scheduled programming in a little while. If you're with us on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, everywhere else, we will be back tomorrow night. That'll be 8 p.m. British Standard Time with the Gentleman Thug Ronnie Thatcher of CCW, and then we'll be back with New York rock band 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Panzer. So wait until then. I look forward to being with everybody. I am the host of the Sports Report, the station manager here of SportsWire Radio, the Reverend Tom Brice. And one more time, WCEHeat.com on World Wide Web. Also, YouTube and Facebook, Wrestling Championship Entertainment. And Shawn Jovi Selby, subscribe to his page on YouTube as well. And Kraven Rage, you can find all his big wins, all his championship performances on the YouTube page of Wrestling Championship Entertainment. Also, next week we should have coverage of Spirit in the Sky and Red, White, and Bruised. We cannot wait to watch all of that here. So thank you, everybody. I am the host of the Sports Report and the station manager here of SportsWire Radio.